So, first of all, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from whichever part of the world you're joining in. Welcome, everyone. In today's world, it is very difficult to get even few minutes of attention from any audience. So, thank you very much, first of all, for giving your precious time to this session, especially on a technical topic. First of all, I would like to touch base on why should anybody listen to this session when there is already so much content about AI and everyone is talking about that. It's a buzzword. Why is this session so different and who should attend this session? As we all know, people have a lot of questions and a lot of queries about how AI is going to impact their work. Before we actually jump into today's session, I would like to pose this question to my audience here. How many of you are currently exploring or are planning to explore AI solutions for your business? Especially if you're already working on AI solution in next 6 months, in next 3 months, in 1 year, or you do not have a plan as of now. You can feel free to punch in your responses in the chat box. Okay, as you all can see, you might have received a poll on your screens and feel free to punch in your responses over there so that we understand the audience that we have tonight for the session and how can we address your issues, concerns, or even doubts for that matter. This will definitely help us understand your plans and how can we help with our expertise in that. So if you're planning AI implementation in your business, this session is for you. Or if you have a lot of data and you want to make sense out of this data, this session is for you. Today, we'll be discussing about which problems are good for AI and which problems are bad. How can you make the best of your investments in AI solution? And how can you implement these solutions in your organization? We often see that we are a lot glued to the topic of AI, but when it comes to implementation, we have a lot of questions which goes unanswered. So here we are today, hearing it out directly from an expert himself. So glue yourselves to your seats and let's dive into today's session with none other than Varun Bhartiya, the visionary leader behind nCircle Tech. He is the CEO and co-founder of nCircle Tech with over 15 plus years of experience in the AC industry. As an inventor, technologist, entrepreneur, his passion has been to empower businesses, particularly in the architecture, engineering, and construction and manufacturing sectors, to excel. As an innovator deeply involved with AI, his mission is to help companies unlock the transformative potential of AI in the construction industry. His passion for technology has led him to collaborate with industry leaders and participate in numerous global forums, including Autodesk University, Digital Construction Week, BIM Coordinator Summit, and the BIM World Munich, just to name a few. So here we have for you Varun Bhartiya. Welcome, Varun. The stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Snigdha. Hello, everyone. At nCircle, we build many bespoke solutions for our construction customers in AI and ML space, and especially given that AI is the focus of the industry these days. But having built so many solutions in BIM space that which leverage AI, I'm here to share our experience of using AI, implementing AI, and developing AI from the past 5 years that we've been working on. We've delivered projects with end-to-end responsibility. For example, digitize my 1,000 buildings and assets and take them into make them digital twin ready. And when we implement these AI solutions, we have seen many things in the organization. I've seen fear of extinction in employees. I've seen resistance to adopt something new. I've also seen an expectation gap. For example, we expect anything and everything to be done by AI. But I'm going to give you some tips about what can you do to ease the adoption of AI in the organization. As an innovator deeply involved with AI, my mission is to help companies unlock the full potential of AI. And I want you to invest in AI, but in the right way. I want you to get maximum ROI of your investment. Let's start with a question. Do you know the story of this dinosaur? Its name is Stan. It's located in Google campus. What do dinosaurs and companies such as Blockbuster, BlackBerry have in common? They couldn't adapt to change, and now they are extinct. We are not talking about extinction of human species, but we are talking about extinction of companies. Blockbuster was once earning a revenue of $5.9 billion and could not see the rise of digital streaming. BlackBerry did not see the rise of touchscreen. Yahoo could not keep up with the innovation of search engines. And even the search engine giant like Google is losing ground to chat GPTs and co-pilots of the world. The lesson is clear. Ignoring technological change can make even the biggest companies obsolete. Today, AI is not just another trend, it is a critical factor that can determine whether your company thrives or fades away. And we've seen this trend in investments as well. Let's look at how it has evolved over time. Between 2000 to 2010, there was big investment in internet giants. Uh, these companies revolutionized how we handle data and applications. After that, we saw a surge in VR AR investment, changing how we visualize and interact with digital environments. We also saw a time when anything that had blockchains was getting investment. And now we are in the middle of AI wave. AI isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's becoming crucial part of construction and BIM sector as well. Investors are heavily funding AI projects because it represents both a major risk and potentially biggest reward. AI is no longer futuristic technology. It has already progressed very fast, and we can see some of the latest developments in the industry. Let's take an example with rendering. The rendering quality has just improved phenomenally. We've also seen progress in terms of there was a movie very recently released which was completely written by ChatGPT 4.0. We're talking about many other general extensions happening in where things can robots which can be almost general purpose robots. So um, beyond this, according to McKinsey report of 2023, companies in construction that adopt AI are 40% more likely to be high performers compared to that don't. Autodesk also reports 55% of BIM managers are already using AI-driven tools, and 80% plan to boost their AI investment in next 2 years. So currently there's flood of investment into AI, often with very little scrutiny. You will get money for anything that starts with AI, which is good, but what is next? This wave of investment will eventually face the question of ROI. Investor will want to know, where is my return on investment? What have you done with the money? So we need to invest wisely. And this guide is about how to invest in AI solution and invest wisely. Let me share our experience about developing different solutions with AI and how to uh, how to make the best out of your investment. Now, the tip number one is about finding the right problem. What is the right problem for AI? Not every challenge in BIM is suited for AI intervention. AI excels in areas like prioritization. However, it struggles in scenarios requiring high precision and minimal user intervention. Sometimes you need to fine tune the problem to fit the AI. Let me explain. Let's take an example. Considering the risk in this contract, AI, can you tell me if we should go ahead with this bid or not? This is a difficult problem for an AI to answer and for humans to rely on that answer. But If I fine tune that problem, prioritize these 10 bids to review based on the risk exposure, I think you have a fair chance of get going with this AI solution. Similarly, tell me the amount of material X to be ordered versus which materials are likely to have shortage. Again, better example, better way of dealing with a solution like this. Geometry problems like fully automated 2D to 3D conversion are still difficult for AI. AI is in the field in its infancy in these areas, so manual intervention will be required. And people often underestimate the resistance people have when they have to review the work done by an AI engine and make corrections to it. They always prefer doing it on their own. In conclusion, choose the right problem for AI. Now let's talk about tip number 2. Is your data ready? Do you feel confident that your organization data can be readily consumed by AI engine? AI is only as good as data it consumes. Data is often called as the new gold, and AI is the key to unlocking that value. However, in BIM industry, we are sitting on terabytes of data, but much of it is unstructured, siloed, really not usable for any AI application. According to some sources, 60% of construction data is estimated to be unstructured and not immediately usable for AI. Converting this data into a form that AI can process is essential. This might involve processing large number of PDF files, making their contents more searchable, or 100 other things that we need to do. But it is not also just about retrofitting your old data. Organizations can implement lot of their changes in their workflow today so that any new data that gets generated is more machine readable going forward. The workflows need to be modified accordingly. For example, many companies are doing quantity takeoffs based on the PDF files. And any markups that you do on PDFs are also very valuable for machine learning algorithms to learn from. So process your data properly and keep it ready for the future. Now, the next step is about right partner. The classic debate is in-house versus can we do it with the right partner? You can build some solutions in-house, but many companies are likely to hire and they are likely to hire internally because of the data concern. But external expert on AI can definitely add value in speeding up the development. People had some challenges, almost the same set of challenges when they were adopting cloud. They wanted everything on local network, but now everything is on cloud. Same is the case with AI and data, and you will have to involve experts to work with your data. But even if you are very concerned about your data, there are techniques where an AI expert can build a model which can work with subset of your data, but larger training can still happen all within your system under your control within where your data is fully protected. So definitely choose right partner for your AI initiatives. Now, let's say you have the right team, you have the right data, and you have the right problem statement. What else can affect your AI implementation? It is also the culture of your organization. People have different reactions to new technology. Some feel that it's a threat, some feel that it is stupid and it cannot even do basic things. Some have very high expectation from AI that it's like my magic wand that can do anything and everything. It is very, very crucial to manage the expectations of your team. It's almost like like we do diversity training, unconscious bias training within the organization, cultural training. I think it's also a need that we do some level of training, educating the workforce on how to work with AI. Think of AI as a new team member who needs lot of guidance at first. It's like a junior trainee who needs time and support to learn. But once it has learned things, it is infinitely scalable and it can assist all the time. Teams should gradually get used to working with AI, understanding that it is here to support them, not to replace them. Proper training will help them to adopt and make the best out of AI. Tip number 5. With every new technology, there is an evolution of team as well. Some team members will need to learn new skills. In fact, they will need to focus more on innovation. Some skills will become more important than others. You will need people who are adventurous and want to try new things like AI. Then you will need people who are good with review of output and quality control. They act like feedback to AI system. Then the creative people who can leverage the power of AI to innovate. So before we conclude the session, let me talk to you about some AI implementations that we see in the construction space. We've done multiple implementations, and it is not in the scope of this webinar to cover all of them in detail, but quickly, we've done AI implementation in GIS space to stack rank the properties based on 143 different parameters to invest into that can give you maximum ROI when they are when you invest in a residential project or commercial project in such properties. We've introduced AI in dashboards. You can interact with dashboards very effectively. We've developed scan to BIM solution that can convert point cloud models into BIM models. We've developed solutions for fast tracking the rendering so that you can iterate conceptually much faster. There are many more examples that we can talk about, but time is to innovate fast and explore how AI can help you in multiple ways. AI is powerful tool that has potential to revolutionize the BIM industry, but realizing this potential requires careful planning and execution. Like I said, from identifying right problem to preparing your data and aligning your team, the journey to AI adoption is complex but really worthwhile. To harness its full potential, we need to understand its strength and limitation and ensure our data is ready. Foster a cultural shift within your teams and set realistic expectation. It is also important to note that AI is not a magic wand, it's a journey. And with right approach, it's a journey that can lead to incredible results for your BIM projects and deliver great value for your investments. Thank you. You're now open for any questions.
Thank you, Varun. As you rightly explained, it's definitely important to identify the challenges and deal with them the right way, which are very specific to your business. I understand that a lot of people and there is a lot of buzz when it comes to AI as a whole in every industry for that matter, but probably no one talks about the challenges that it comes with. So it's very important that we identify them and it has to be very specific to the business that we want to implement AI for. And I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me who are in this session right now. So without any further ado, I would like to certainly ask audience one question here. Uh, we would like to understand if you can punch in your responses in the chat box. If you're already facing any challenges while implementing new technologies like AI in your organization, if you are facing such challenges, please do punch in your responses in the chat box. That will definitely help others as well to understand how everybody is looking onto that aspect of the new technologies. And now, without any further ado, let's quickly jump onto the most awaited slot. I'm sure everybody will be having a lot of questions. So I would like to open the session for Q&A and see what our audience has in store to ask Varun. We have covered a lot of grounds today, and your insights and queries are invaluable, I'm sure. And as we navigate the world of AI integration, I'm sure it is going to help a lot of people who are there with us today in taking the right way and understanding and dealing with AI the correct way. So please drop in your questions in the chat box and we'll try to address them as much as the time permits. So I already see a question in the chat box, Varun. Someone is asking, what is a practical first step for a mid-sized company with limited data to start with its AI journey?
For anyone who is planning to start the AI journey, I would recommend that first step is to uh, evaluate the feasibility of different solutions or different problems that you're trying to address. Some solutions may require lot of development and a longer cycle before you can see the results, and some of them may be very quick to implement and start delivering the value. uh, with the help of an right expert, they can tell you quickly which solutions or which problems you should address first and which problems you should probably invest into as a longer term plan. So in short, um, again, focus on the right problem to begin with so that you can start to deliver value within the organization much faster.
Right.
Uh,
Uh,
I see another question. What are the important metric to track when you are implementing AI in your projects? Number one goes is time saving. How does it help save time for your team do things faster? This then translates into different kind of cost values. How much of it is actually translating into saving? But in general, I think um, the real value of AI is when it starts saving time for your team members.
right. Does anybody from the audience have any more questions? Okay, Varun, I don't see any more questions as of now, but like I said, if you have any questions, do feel free to punch in even now. We can definitely take it up by the time we close off the session officially. But while we see if audience has any more questions, Varun, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. And AI certainly is a boon, but when it understood and used the right way. So, all those who plan to embrace AI in the coming times, it's very crucial to identify the areas you want to focus on and understand the challenges and work towards figuring out the right solutions to them. That's my takeaway from this session today. Last,
Thank
but certainly not the least, I would like to thank my lovely audience today for joining this session. Hope you found the session insightful. We would love to hear from you and connect with you one on one to understand your business and how we can help you by collaborating. Varun, before I have the closing statement, I already see a question in the chat box. So if you allow me to have that also for you, it says, with AI progressing so fast, how do we ensure our solutions remain relevant and scalable in the next 5 to 10 years? A good question. Thank you for the same. Varun, would you like to take this up before we officially conclude the session? I'm sure a lot of people would have this
It's
in mind.
definitely a difficult question. With technology evolving so fast, I think we have to constantly update each of these solutions with the ever increasing data that can consume and ever increasing complexity of the models. I think it is unfair to expect a solution developed today will remain relevant in 10 years. I think no technology is will remain relevant in 10 years, but definitely we have to keep improving on the solutions so that it remains relevant and scalable as we go forward.
Thank you so much, Varun, for taking up the question last minute. I personally picked it up because it sounded very, very curious for me to know. But because, as you rightly mentioned, technology with each and every day when technology is evolving, scalability, relevancy, all these issues are something which everybody wants to understand how to keep up with the pace. But thank you for answering that
I
anyways.
think, Snigdha, we have some question in questions as well. What
Okay,
AI
yeah.
sources being used? ChatGPT, I think uh, different sources are available. I mean, if you're talking about LLM models, definitely ChatGPT. There are multiple different Llama models that can be used, and there are more models that are coming up every other week. So depending upon the use case, depending upon whether you want to process your data on your own servers or are you okay to go with Microsoft terms and conditions, we can make a choice of the LLM model that best fits your needs.
Right. Varun, I see another question which says, what metrics should we track to measure the success of AI implementation? I think
We covered that.
we already answered that. So we have that question on both places. So yeah, with that, I think we are also done answering all the questions that we have got. It was definitely a wonderful session. And I'm sure everyone would agree with me that we have a lot of key takeaways from this, and we are going to definitely use it. So thank you, Varun, and thank you, audience, as well. Uh, we would like to conclude this session for today, but if you have any queries, since we are running out of time, so I mean, before we conclude, I would just like to mention, should you have any further queries or want to discuss your business specific solutions with us, please you can drop us an email as well at on info@ncircletech.com, and our team will definitely try to reach out to you and connect with you one on one. That will also help us understand your specific needs better. With that, I would like to conclude today's session. It was wonderful having you, Varun, for this session. Definitely a buzzing topic, but a new way to look at it. And thank you to all everyone who has been a part of this session. With that,
Thank you.
I'd like to uh, just put down the curtains to this session. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Snigdha. Thank you for hosting. Thank you, everyone.